not okay. We want to know. Lost in your eyes, Paris night skies, both hypnotized. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord. In a heartbeat, you were gone. Like ships in the night, love at first sight, holding you tight. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, so unfair, you left me there. Choose the 9:35 from Paris, left with just her aroma from my standstill adventure. Now I'm stuck in a world of regret. And it's 9:35. I'm not happy, but I feel alive. So much I wanted to say, but now it's too late. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris, Lord.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is another Tuesday night. We are live. It's 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, and I'm going to be looking into that live chat room instantly to see who is in the house tonight. We have Corey, Carl, and Neil. Oh, everyone's going through too quickly. Shorty Key, Billy, Bonnie, Lisa, Zeta, Neil. And then we stopped Francis, Constantia as well, Deborah in their house, Paul in there, Bev. And hello, Bob's going to be going through there and her as well. Tom about to go through. Hello, thank you for joining me, everybody, tonight. And it looked like at the beginning of the live stream, it was a little bit jumpy, or maybe the information isn't quite going up to space and coming back down again fast enough. I know that's not how it works, but we will see what happens with the internet connection, and hopefully you guys can hear me and you can see me. If it's a little bit pixely, we'll just have to deal with that, but it seems like we're okay so far. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because these lovely people at the bottom of the screen make everything possible in the first place with everything that I do on the channel, and they are the reason why we started with a little bit of Paris Nord tonight. There could be a Parisian theme going on depending on the cover that is voted for tonight, because looking into that poll, we have Parisian Walkways at 50% of the vote, and the other song is Behind Blue Eyes. So quick plug of the poll for tonight. If you want to click on whichever cover you want to hear, then it will increase the chances of it being on tonight's live stream a little bit later on. We'll keep an eye on that. And Behind Blue Eyes has now taken the lead, so that is going to be a close one tonight. As you come through the door, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be massively appreciated, because it really helps the channel to get out there, to grow a little bit more. And we have a likes goal, as always, which for tonight is set at 355. So that is a mightily big target that we are aiming for tonight. And I think we had 350 on Saturday, which we did hit, but I think the Saturday crew were outdone by the Tuesday crew last week, because I seem to remember last Tuesday we hit the goal quicker than we did on Saturday. So it seems like Tuesday nights is the time and place to be for the live streams, and it looks like we're at 165 likes already. Let me get that on screen so you guys can see that. It's actually 168, and we'll see if we can get a little spike of the likes going on. I mean, 355 is a crazy target. I said on Saturday and last Tuesday 350 was huge, so 355, we're looking for another few people to start getting involved in the live streams in that live chat room, and we will see where we end up. Anyway, just looking to the live chat room, Bonnie says, "Oh my god, Phil." So I don't know what that is referring to, but hopefully this is working and you can hear me and everything. Or maybe that was just a reaction to the target being 355. But we will push forward, we'll see what happens and where we end up. We are on a bit of a roll, hitting the likes goals, because we've had a lot of pick roulettes recently, because that's what happens when we've hit a goal. So whenever you see these pick roulettes, and if you want to get your name on that pick roulette wheel, just watch the end of this live stream. Just stay tuned, because you'll be able to figure out how to get your name on that wheel. If this is your first live stream, hello, introduce yourself into that live chat room. That's how we all start. And as usual, we're going to be looking through a few pictures. We're going to maybe have a riff of the week at the end of this live stream. I know that we didn't have time to do that on Saturday's live stream, so we might have time to do that tonight, depending on how things go and what kind of questions we have that pop up, because I know that in the last live stream I did talk for quite a long time about lots of different things. And that's the great thing about the live streams. They are totally random as to what we talk about. But just before we start talking about lots of random things, let me jump into that window. The super chat window we'll start with. We've got the PayPal window as well. But I know that there have been a couple of donations that happened before we went live. Of course, they disappear as soon as we go live, which is a bit annoying. But here we go. I can save these donations. Orlando was the first one that came in, and this was for $2, and Orlando said, "Spike the likes, back me up, Paul McKenzie," with lots of thumbs up, so thank you for that, Orlando. Let's have a plug of the mug as well, which we always do. Spike the likes, great idea, hit that thumbs up, and on the other side we get the logo. If you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, head to the tray underneath this video. If there isn't a tray underneath this video, there's a link in the description below, which will take you through to the spring.com store, where you'll be able to grab a hoodie, mugs, tumblers, hats, all of that kind of stuff. And then you can start to model some of the Wings of Pegasus merchandise. Take a picture of yourself and I'll upload it to these live streams. I upload it to the software so then I can show it to everybody else. And if you want to do that over on Facebook, if you aren't a Facebook user, head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on that site, and you'll be able to join that group and upload any pictures, and then Vince and Carla link me to pictures, and Laura does it sometimes as well, so that I can grab them for the live streams. So that's the best way to do that. But thank you, Orlando, for that donation. And we had another donation that came in from Paul for $2 straight afterwards, so thank you for that, Paul. And the message was, backing Orlando up, spike the likes, hashtag Team Orlando. So we've got a bit of hashtag action going on tonight from Paul, but thank you for that. And those were the 2 donations that came in before we went live. Let me just get the donations tab thing up on screen so that you guys can see that 35 to 45% of the donations go to YouTube through the super chat window, and on PayPal 3 to 5% goes to PayPal. So you don't have to donate, but if you can't resist it and you feel like you have that desire to donate, then just to give you an idea of the percentages so you know where your donation goes. Right, I have had a donation or 2 over on PayPal as well, so thank you for those, guys. I'm just thinking we might jump straight into those now in order to get them out the way or get up to date with them, because sometimes, yeah, when a question comes in with it, or actually recently some of the questions or messages haven't been showing up, but we will see if that has been rectified by PayPal. But so yeah, some of the questions I start talking for a long time about them, but we will have a quick look into that PayPal window, and I do address all of them that come in, such as this one that came in at 10 to 1. Actually, this would have been 10 to 2. And let me get the day. Yeah, on Sunday. So 10 to 2 on Sunday, which means it was after the live stream had finished. But David actually cancelled a money request. This is something that happens. People accidentally send requests rather than donations. But David cancelled that and sent a message that said, really appreciate what you bring to my musical understanding, Dave from Tennessee. So thank you for that, Dave. I thought I'd just address that, let you know that I did get that message and the request was cancelled. So just moving on from there, then Sunday at 3:45 in the afternoon, Jason donated £3.68. Thank you for that, Jason, and that was a straight up donation without a message. And then we're now getting a little bit up to date because tonight at about 7:10, Tammy donated £10. So thank you for that, Tammy. And let me just adjust this screen so you guys can see it on screen as well. There we go. Let's scroll down because there's a message with Tammy's donation. Thank you for that, Tammy. The message is, what is your favourite and least favourite part about being a musician? So thank you for that, Tammy. And I think my favourite part about being a musician is being a musician because it's something that I wanted to do for a very long time. But in order to make it financially viable, you have to make a living from it. You need to sell enough CDs, sell enough singles, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just happy to be in that position, first and foremost. The least favourite part, I'm not sure. I think all of this has to be taken into consideration with having a normal job or a normal job. I mean, there's pros and cons to being a musician or being an independent musician because, I mean, the buck stops with you. So it means the amount of work you put in is what you get out of it. So if you're not going to be putting in a lot of hours, then you're unfortunately most likely not going to be able to do it. But just saying, about the least favourite part, I don't know, because I would argue that there's other jobs where the bonus of having other jobs is that sometimes if you have a 9 to 5, for example, you work Monday to Friday and it means you get the evenings off and you get Saturday and Sunday off. But being an independent musician, it is 24/7. So yeah, the last thing I do before going to bed, literally the last thing I do, I mean, I brush my teeth and then I still then do a few more comments before I go to bed, YouTube comments, and answer whatever questions there are in those, because I still answer all of the comments for every single video that I've done on YouTube over the last, 2011 was it when I started the channel? So yeah, 10 years. So every single video is still on there. So I'm keeping up to date with everything there, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up, and the first thing I do when I wake up is check my phone, and again, this means that there might be 6 or 7 hours of messages that I've now been asleep during, so I've got to catch up on. So it's not a case that you can just leave your job where it is and then go and relax. It's literally a 24/7 thing, and there isn't really such thing as a day off, because on my Monday and Thursdays when I don't do a video, I use those as admin days to just keep up to date with all of the emails that I've had coming through from a business perspective, but also the ones that come through to wingsofpegasus@hotmail.com, the phil@wingsofpegasus.com, which are the business emails, and yeah, all that. And of course, keeping up to date with all of the comments on YouTube, and some of the other social media sites like maybe Instagram. I don't spend too much time on Twitter, but Facebook, I check those every night as well. So it's, I think, a privilege to be in the position to do it full time, but it is really full time, and I think you've got to be doing it to get an appreciation of how full-time it is, that you don't really get time to do anything else. Especially, I think the problem with myself is that I'm probably a workaholic, I don't know. I always think that because I've spent so long not having done it as a full-time thing, that now that I have the opportunity to do it, I want to make sure that it doesn't go back to not being a full-time thing. So I make sure that I put in as much effort as humanly possible, because I know there are other people in the world who would just give everything to be a full-time musician and do the things that I do full-time. So yeah, I just want to put in all the hours possible, and I think that's probably sometimes to my detriment, because I'm doing it all the time and I don't really unplug. So I think it's really important for me to learn to do a little bit less, to just stay healthy, because I think if you're just plugged in the whole time, 24/7, it can be a little bit of an unhealthy thing, but I will be working at that in the future. So thank you for that, Tammy. I guess my favorite part about being a musician is just not having to wash dishes, because that was my first job that I had when I was 16, maybe 15 or 16 years of age. And that would be washing dishes for maybe 6 hours, 7 hours. And sometimes I got in early and I wouldn't finish until maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. And I was washing the dishes for this whole restaurant that had 2 floors, so it just all was going through me. So sometimes they say, Phil, we need more pasta dishes, and I was trying to wash them up as quickly as possible. And I mean, for quite a few months, I didn't even have a break, and there's a really low sink, and I was just leaning over the sink in a really bad position from my back. Probably now, with health and safety and all that kind of stuff, they wouldn't be allowed to have the sink that low, but I was doing all of the glasses as well, the drinking glasses, as well as all of the dishes. So that's what I was doing for a very long time. And I dread to think what I was getting per hour, because I remember it being about 20 quid a week I got. So whatever, I mean, it must have been maybe £3 an hour, something like that. So, and it was very difficult work. So I'm thankful that I'm not doing that anymore, because I wouldn't really fancy that. I mean, nowadays you're not legally allowed to be paid £3. I think the minimum wage is like £8 or £9 here in the UK. So yeah, it was back in the days where thinking about just getting paid that as an hourly rate is ridiculous for the manual labour, which it was. But yeah, just very happy to not have to do anything like that. But I would say that I did start, playing the guitar at age 11, had my first band age 19. So getting to this point is almost 20 years of, just plugging away at it day in, day out, outside of having a normal job. Like when I was teaching guitar, I would teach guitar, and then I'd go home, and that isn't where it stopped. I'd now work at trying to figure out how to get my demo CD to different venues who might go and have a rehearsal in the evening, or I might try and record a demo, and then the next day I'd go and teach guitar again, and then come back and do exactly the same things, just looking at how to promote my music. And if I did have a day off from teaching, I'd spend that going down to the radio stations trying to get radio DJs to listen to my CD, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been pretty much full on all the time since maybe the age of 19, something like that. But 23 is when I started teaching, so at least then I had an income. So it meant that I could then put that money into buying equipment and upgrading staff, being able to produce. And yeah, it's pretty much just a full-time thing. A quick point that I want to make is that a lot of people think that they can just go pro as a musician, and they say, oh, I'm going to turn pro and just see how I get on. And I think it's really important, especially as an independent musician, to make it financially viable in the first place. You've got to know how much money you are making to cover your bills, to cover your rent, before you then go pro. Because if you decide to be a professional musician, you have got to first of all break even, which means paying for all of your bills that you have. Anything that might go wrong at home, if there's a leak, just make sure that you've got enough to pay and cover everything before making that decision. Because I know that some people have, and I do blame the music industry for this, they've made it seem like a dream of being able to do be a musician first, first and foremost, full time. But making music full time, you've got to have an audience for that music so that you can make it financially viable. I mean, most people, when they decide they're going to be a full-time musician, they're not selling enough to even do it. So then they go behind on their rent, they have to move out, they might have to stay with their friends, sleep on the sofa, they might become homeless, loads of really bad stuff can happen. So it's a case of just doing it sensibly and knowing, I mean, it's got to work as a business, first and foremost, for you to be able to do it full time. You've got to be able to pay your bills. So that's something that I would mention first, that I didn't give up teaching until I knew that I could guarantee the same amount that I was making teaching through my music. So that is a really important thing to bring up, and that's why, fortunately, I was in that position. So it took a long time to get there, but I'm thankful for every single day that I'm doing it, and for you guys just joining me on a Tuesday night and Saturday night, watching the videos, maybe checking out a cover video now and again, but also the CD orders, which is another thing that I get up to date with on Mondays and Thursdays. Those are the only days that I have to do that. So if you do, for example, you might order a CD on what would be my Monday night, it means that I'm not going to be able to get those sent off until Thursdays. So sometimes if you do order it on Monday, it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday when I'm going to be able to package it up, get it off to the post office and send those CDs off. So just so you know, there might be a few days of delay, in exactly the same way that if you order on a Thursday night and I've already done all of my packaging up of the CDs, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those 3 days, I'm doing the analysis videos and of course the live streams on Saturday nights, and that's why I need these admin days on a Monday and a Thursday as well. Like I said, I am totally independent, so everything goes through me. Every single video, every single comment, email, and it's interesting sometimes, and it's quite entertaining sometimes when people email and might send a message on Facebook saying, "Hi, I love what Phil does on his channel. Can you please get a message to him? Can he please look at this person?" And then I say, "It's me." I'm answering all the messages. So yeah, I'll make a note of that. And yeah, exactly the same situation with emails. The only thing that I will say with emails, if you do lots and lots of emails, it's most likely going to get put into a junk folder automatically by Outlook, because I think it takes into consideration the response. I mean, I respond to every single email. So if you send me an email and then I respond to you, then it will go in the inbox, because I think the email works out that there's a conversation. Whereas if it's just one email sent to me, another email sent to me, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and more, which I have had in a row, I've seen that in the junk folder, they're just all in a row. So make sure that you just do one, and I will reply to it. You just have to wait for my admin days, which is a Thursday and a Monday, and that's when I get time to answer all of the emails. Anyway, thank you, Tammy, for that donation. And I can see that I'm getting tagged in that live chat room a little bit. It's going through too quickly. I ordered a CD for you a couple of months ago and I received it amazingly fast, somebody said. So thank you for that. Let me just have a scroll up to see what these were. And we had, to the attention of some of my gaming friends, hope some of them turn up. So thank you for that. Suzanne said about the CD. Yes, I mean, if you order it, just the night before, an admin day, then I can get on the CD orders straight away. But thank you for that, Suzanne. And Anna said, your CD is worth the wait. So thank you for that as well. Right, let me just scroll down a little bit. And hopefully it's not going to go too fast. There we are. We're back up to date. So anyway, thank you, Tammy, for that £10 donation. And let me just... oh, Neil's just saying something about merch. So thank you for that, Neil. Oh, big shout out to the moderators who we will be looking at. Well, I say looking at the moderators. We'll be looking at just one of the moderators tonight because... Dennis from the infamous Susan and Dennis moderating team in the live chat room. We'll be looking at Dennis a couple of pictures I think we have later on. So stay tuned for that. And there's another picture which I can't remember what it is, but I know that there's two that are of Dennis. Anyway, let me just quickly jump into the PayPal donations window again because... let me just centralize this a bit. Steve has donated £5. Thank you for this, Steve. And the message is, if you could visit 1 year in music history, which one would you pick? Why? What would you do while there? So, thank you for that, Steve. This is one of those questions. Steve is good at picking these questions that could go on for years, either explaining about guitars or, things like this. I'm going to have to say the first thing that pops into my mind, which probably pops into most people's minds, is 1969, Woodstock. I'd probably just want to be there. I mean, talk about getting just value for turning up on that day. Value for money at Woodstock. So I'd say that 1969. And I mean, what would I do while I was there? I'd obviously just absorb the music and enjoy it and probably try to get as close to the stage as possible. But I might try and look up my dad. My dad would have been 17, I think, then. So I could look up my dad and we could have a jam or we could start a band. So yeah, that's what I would do if I were there. Obviously, I mean, that's an interesting question, you guys in that live chat room. Maybe you can suggest just ideas of the years that you would go and check out. But that, for me, would be certainly a year that I've seen so many videos of. So that's why I think it would be great to just be transported to the time to actually digest it all and just absorb the feeling of the event, and to actually be there to experience it firsthand must have been amazing. So that is what I am going to say. But thank you for that, Steve. And just scrolling up because there's been another donation that has Paul has donated £5. So thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, was it the 935 or the 935 that Unfair Girl took from Paris Nord? So thank you for that, Paul. And I'm not sure whether I don't think in the lyrics I actually wrote whether it's AM or PM, but it might have been 9:35, but in the 24-hour clock, I always imagine that it was in the evening. So, but 21:35, 21 hours and 35 minutes, didn't quite have the same ring to it. So it would have been not the 24-hour clock. I'm not sure how you refer to it, but the 24-hour obviously has the 23, 22, 21 as we go backwards from midnight. And yeah, it was written like the clock in the top left-hand corner of this screen that is 12:31. I think that then goes to 1 a.m., 2 a.m., etc., but then 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So yeah, it was in the evening, but yeah, hopefully that makes sense. The 21:35 is not something that more kind of lyrically would work in that particular space, and that's just the way that I write songs, is that the melody is the first thing that I usually come up with the guitar, and then trying to fit words and lyrics into the melody and the particular cadence, the delivery of those words, whether they fit and they have the same rhythmic appeal of the melody. And that's tempo, trying to get that flow to it is sometimes difficult when you've got words that aren't going to fit. So this is why I generally do the melody and come up with the phrasing of that melody first and then add lyrics to it after. So anyway, thank you for that, Paul, but I always imagine it to be an evening thing because I'm not much of a morning person. So thank you for that. Alison has donated £7 as well. Thank you for that, Alison. And that is a straight up donation. And just scrolling up because Maria has donated £1.50. Thank you for that, Maria. And the message is, I can see and hear you just fine. Spike the likes, everyone. Great idea there from Maria. If you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. We are at 257 likes so far. That means we are looking for 98. Is that right? 355. I think 98 might be. That's again just a number that popped into my head, and I'm hoping that my maths just does that my brain does the maths accurately. So anyway, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. Thank you, Maria, for the plugging of the thumbs up. 258. We are getting pretty close considering it is approaching 25 to midnight here, so we will see where we end up, but we've taken a decent chunk out of that 355 target for tonight. Anyway, Diana has donated £4.26. Thank you for that, Diana. And the message is, hi's Phil, any cookie cake left? Also wanted to say happy birthday in heaven to my mum, and winger Jennifer, aka Ginny, is a very cool lady. So thank you for that, Diana. And happy birthday to your mum, who I'm sure is following whatever you're doing. If you're watching a live stream, and maybe she's getting involved where she is. And yes, I am a believer in stuff that happens when I think that we move on to somewhere. I don't know exactly where that is, but I think that, yes, something happens in another realm that we really don't understand yet. But anyway, thank you for the donation and the message, and for saying happy birthday to Jennifer as well, aka Ginny. Happy birthday, Jennifer. I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you for that donation, Diana. There has been another one that's come in from Suzanne, who has donated £2.26. So thank you for that, Suzanne. Susan, I believe, is the Zanne. So Susan, thank you for that donation. My brain just wanted to call you a totally different name for some reason. But scrolling up, because Charlie has donated, oh no, it's a money request from Charlie. So thank you for this request. I did say this at the beginning of the live stream that we did have another case of this. It does happen quite regularly where you have the send or request, and for the donations you have to click on the send. To request money, you click on request, and unfortunately I can't send money the other way. But thank you, Charlie, for the sentiment of the donation, and the request said donation for good analysis. So thank you for the kind words about the good analysis. I hope that you do enjoy them, everybody in general, in that live chat room. Interestingly, somebody did a comment earlier, and I think it might have rolled over from last night or yesterday during the daytime. Anyway, it was about the Paul McCartney video that I did, where I looked at his voice and compared it with a later version of his voice, just to show that with the vocal pitch monitor and the vocal wave, that even pre-1966 he had this tendency to always be flat with his vibrato, and then sure enough, after that time he still had, or the voice that we were listening to was exactly the same. It had that same tendency, which is a vocal trait. It's something that happens subconsciously, that is not really a thing that you consciously do. It's just the way that you sing, the way that you use your vocal cords. And the person commented saying it's not good to spread false information or I don't know what, or misinformation, that kind of thing. But I tried to reply, and I did reply to him saying that my videos, I never spread conjecture or false information, misinformation. All I do is an objective analysis using, software to back up what I'm saying. So I'm giving proof for what I'm saying. So when you compare vocal waves on the screen and they are pitched against, or they are pitched, or I should say plotted, but when they are plotted against pitch on a graph, and that graph is set to 440 hertz equal temperament tuning wise, it means that you can get a consistent reading of one voice and compare it with another voice and see how it compares, what's similar, what's different. And that's all objective. That's not me saying my opinion is that he always went flat with his voice during his vibrato. It's not an opinion when a piece of software is picking up the same thing, because that software eliminates any variables. So I try to explain to him that my videos that I do, I'm not spreading my opinion about something I'm analyzing. I am analyzing something and showing it and giving you evidence. If you then don't like the information, I can't help that, because if, then that is subjective. What I'm doing isn't subjective. I'm showing you it on screen, so you've got the proof. Once we've got that factual bit of information, some people might not like the fact that I'm pointing things out that might either prove or disprove their viewpoint, but that's subjective. All I can do is point out the things that happen. And just let you guys know that that's how I approach the videos. I'm not spreading misinformation. And you guys on Patreon will know this, that one of my videos, and I'm not going to mention which one it is, but I state something in that video about what was being used, and I then had it confirmed by a producer that said that they did use exactly what I said they did during the video. So, and the reason that I know they used it is because of the vocal line, the pitch monitor, the vocal pitch monitor used to analyze what we were listening to. I knew that it had been used, this particular technique in the studio, because of what we were looking at. And I always say that the vocal lines will always give it away, and it certainly gave away what was being used in this particular case. But that just really gave me the proof that not only am I pointing out the things correctly, and it is objective, it is factual, but then to have it backed up by a producer who actually worked on the session, and I don't have any background knowledge of the session. All I'm doing is pointing out the objective evidence and proof that we've got on the screen. So it was great to have that clarified, and it just does show that what I'm doing is objective, even though subjectively, yes, a lot of performances I think are great, because I get so many requests that are just to look at great performances, but I will then break down the particular voice or the playing or the band performance objectively so that we can look at what's going on. Anyway, thank you, Charlie, for that donation. And oh yes, Charlie requested but then donated £7.52 afterwards. So thank you, Charlie, for that. And Suzanne, this must have been something in the air that I knew Suzanne was coming up. So thank you for this donation, Suzanne. £15.03. And the message is, Phil, your hands and arms seem to be moving better. Hope you're feeling better. So thank you for that, Suzanne. And yes, I think the last 3 days, fingers crossed, have been a little bit better with my arm, to the point where it's probably a bit misleading during my analysis videos and the live stream, because I've got a bend in my elbow, which means that there's no tension on the tendon. But having said that, I'm doing the same exercises every time, or every day, and every time there's a little bit of improvement. And certainly today was the first time I've been able to fully extend my right arm and do the exercises that I've been given by the physiotherapist. So that is good. I'm going to make sure that I'm obviously keeping up with the exercises, but hopefully, fingers crossed, if I can spend another 2 or 3 days, I have got this kind of moving equipment thing coming up on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Wednesday I'm going to be breaking everything down, which is tomorrow. And Thursday and Friday I'm going to be moving this huge desk, amplifiers, screens, all this kind of stuff to another room that I have emptied, and I'm going to try and get everything into to do the analysis videos from. So then I've got this studio space for other things, such as interviews, maybe, if those happen in the future. So I'm going to be taking real care with that, and that's why I'm going to spend 3 days on doing that. So it means that there probably won't be a video on Friday night for this week, because I want to make sure that I'm not rushing myself and that I can break down this desk, for example, take out all of the drawers, and it's actually in 3 sections, this desk. So I need to, get the screwdriver out, remove everything so that I can do it in manageable pieces. I'll be getting help with it as well. So yes, my arm is starting to feel a bit better, which is good. But I know that, as I can see Lucy going through, saying, watch those tendons, wings of Pegasus. They are very tricky things. So yes, I will be. The thing about tendons is that they can feel like they're back to normal, and then you can do something that isn't even like lifting a weight. It's just an odd movement, and it can push it back by maybe 3 days, 4 days, even a week, or a week's worth of healing you now have to redo to get back to where you were. So it's dangerous with tendons because they can feel like they're fine, but they haven't actually healed yet. So I am conscious of that when it starts feeling better like this, I'm still not going to do anything or lift anything abnormally heavy, and just keep the range of motion going and keep doing the exercises. That's the most important thing for me at the moment, just keeping on with the physiotherapy kind of approach. Anyway, thank you for that, Suzanne. But yes, it is feeling better. It did feel a lot better once my trapped nerve freed itself. So yeah, I did maybe, what was it, a week ago, something like that, I did just twinge it a little bit, but I would say back now, I'm at a point where it's arguably the best it's been. Fingers crossed, touch wood, and I'm going to touch a little bit of what's that called? A shelf, a wooden shelf off to the side, which this is mounted on, the microphone. I'm going to just touch that to make sure. That's what we do, I think. Yeah, in the USA, it was knock on wood or something that they do just to not tempt fate. So fingers crossed, we'll keep on improving and just be really careful. Anyway, thank you for that, Suzanne. And Kareem has donated £10 and 15 pence. Thank you for that, Kareem. And the message is, do you give private lessons? Thanks for the great YouTubes, very enlightening. So thank you for that. And no, I don't do private lessons at the moment. I think, unfortunately, just because of the amount of time it takes me to, package up CDs, send off all that kind of stuff, the teaching, I sadly don't have time to do. So, and that pretty much stopped with COVID in and around that time, where I was teaching still in the studio here. But since COVID, everything really started to take off, and yeah, it just turned into a 24/7 thing just to keep up with everything that was going on with my emails, CD orders, YouTube, videos, views, all that kind of stuff, comments. And yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, I don't give private lessons at the moment. I mean, I never say never, but it's just literally the time that I don't have to dedicate to that at the moment. So thank you, Kareem, for that. But over on my Patreon page, I do have a 4-lesson guide. It's like a beginner's guide to playing the guitar. So I take you through the very first steps of learning to play, and there's 4 lessons on there. Let me get the Patreon site up on screen. So this is the foundation of everything that I do here on YouTube, but you will find things over on Patreon that aren't here on YouTube. So, that guitar course, the 4-lesson guitar course, where I take you through chord shapes, basic chord shapes, rhythm patterns on the right hand, picking as well. So you can follow through those. I think it's 4 lessons of about 30 to 40 minutes on there. So you'll get access to that. And I think it's at the $12 tier. So if you go in at the $12 tier, then you get access to these just endlessly for as much as you want, for as long as you want, and you can follow them through. Obviously, because they're videos, you can rewind bits if you don't understand it, but that's just me teaching you how to play the guitar. I haven't done any vocal stuff over there. It's purely from that guitar perspective. But thank you for that, Kareem, for that donation and the question. And Marge has donated £3.76. Thank you for that, Marge. The message is, I see musicians on Facebook doing virtual concerts. They couldn't do concerts because of COVID, but still have to pay bills. Live stream with Wings of Pegasus is such a fun place to be. Thank you, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Marge. And I do think that the whole COVID thing made people realize that you can do it online, that you can live stream. I know that I've been live streaming for a very long time. I actually did a live stream gig before live streaming was widespread, so it meant that you had to hire a server from a third-party company to host the stream, because it wasn't something that you could just do on YouTube and Facebook like you can do now. To get a big audience, you had to go through different channels. So that was it, in order to sell tickets to it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did that. And some of those songs that I performed or that live stream are requested on these live streams. So you do get to see them now and again. But that was, quite a while ago now. But before the whole live streaming thing took off. And I'm not sure how many countries that was streamed to, but I know it was over 20. So yeah. I mean, that was well before COVID, but COVID has now made everyone realize that you can do so much on the internet, and you don't always have to, rent a venue. You can, if anything, make it more of a personal experience, because you might have, 30 or 40 or 50 people at that particular gig, and afterwards you might be able to talk to them like I do here, seeing you guys in the live chat room on these live streams is great, because I can interact with you in a live setting. But at a gig, when there's thousands of people there, you play your show and then you leave the stage, and you don't really get that interaction for any length of time on a one-to-one basis, like seeing you guys, like Sue and Benita and Jennifer and Laurelie and Anna and Gianna or Jenna. I'm not sure how that's how that's pronounced, but like I can see you guys going through that live chat room. It's something that you don't necessarily get to do if you are playing in front of thousands of people. And anyway, thank you for that, Marge, for that donation. And just to scroll up, because Charlie donated £3.76 again. Thank you for that, Charlie. And just scrolling up, because Sue has donated £15, and that is a straight up donation. Thank you for that, Sue. And Joan has donated £50. Thank you for that, Joan. A very kind donation. And the message is, in appreciation of our wonderful moderators, Phil, don't overdo it during the move, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Joan. And I will definitely be taking things very easy when I'm moving things around and getting help, especially with things like amplifiers, because they are deceptively heavy and awkward. But thank you for that, Joan. I know that there have been donations in the super chat window as well, which I will get through. I will address all of them before the end of the live stream. So thank you guys for all of your very kind donations through the PayPal window and the super chat window. But we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. It's 10 to 1 in the morning here already. So let's bring to a close, or to an end, the poll. Let me click on that in the live chat room to see which one was the winner. I think it's going to be Behind Blue Eyes, from what I saw at the poll just before I clicked to end it. And I can see that, yes, there's been 276 votes. Thank you everyone for voting for tonight's cover, which is going to be Behind Blue Eyes. So we're not having a Parisian theme for tonight. We started with Paris Nord, but now we're going to be just getting into a little bit of The Who, of course. It's definitely my version of it. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. What it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain or woe can show through. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free.
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Definitely a different version of it, my own version, because I've shoehorned in a solo there, just to maybe just have a solo, because I try and get solos in all over the place. And the middle eight, a lot of people ask, oh, why didn't you have the middle eight in the song? It's just because I wanted to maintain the same kind of mood for the whole song, because I know that we have in that original that definite change. It's almost like that Jekyll and Hyde, and that's the point of the original song. I just felt like I wanted to do something along the same level, but also put in a guitar solo that was on that level, in that same kind of mood. So anyway, that's why I did that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for requesting the covers over on Patreon. You guys, it's much appreciated because I can never decide which ones to put on, how to choose between them. Right, let's have a quick update on the likes tonight. 328. We are aiming for 355, which means we are, what, 27? No, 20, or maybe yes. I'm hoping that we get maybe 2 more likes. So then at 330, it's going to be easy because then that would be 25. So yeah, it is 27. So my maths was correct in the first place. And I mean, I'm always questioning myself because maths isn't my strong point, but there it is. So now we're looking for 25 more people and now 23 more people to hit that thumbs up. And where are we time-wise? It's 57 minutes past midnight here in the UK, almost 1 a.m. What we might do is jump straight into the pictures for tonight and then into the pick roulette to leave a little bit of time for you guys to enter into next week's pick roulette if we do get the amount of likes that we are looking for. We are closing in on that, as you can see with the likes and then the target on the top right hand side of the screen. So let's have a little look at some of the pictures that have been sent in, and I'm not sure how many we have. There are definitely 2 that I mentioned before of Dennis. Let's get Dennis up on screen to begin with, and I can see that this is not quite going to work. Let me make it a little bit better. Right, there we go. It was all zoomed in, but here we have Dennis and Susan and Dennis Cook too. You can see moderating going through the live chat room. So this is moderated Dennis. And you can see that he's got the wrench, so we know that he's a moderator. He's doing what looks like a little bit of rock horns going on, and he's playing that wrench as well. So, thank you for uploading that one, Dennis. And I'm just editing the other picture because there is a second which shows Dennis now holding the wrench and playing a bit of bass, but it looks like he might have come up with a unique technique with the right hand for maybe picking a string with a wrench. But thank you for uploading those 2 pictures, and a quick shout out to Carla for actually linking me to that picture. And we do have one more picture from Celeste. And this is the Session Man book by Phil Palmer. So thank you for getting your hands on that, Celeste. And we did have the book, well, the book giveaway. And yes, those have all been given away now. But thank you, Celeste, for uploading that picture of you with your book. And if you guys want to get your hands on Phil's book, you can go to philpalmer.com. And if you haven't checked out the interview that I did with Phil on this channel, make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth a watch to just get an insight into some of the things that go on behind the scenes and just the life of a session man, as of course Phil is. But thank you, Celeste, for uploading that one. Thank you, Dennis, for uploading your picture as well. And those are the pictures for tonight. As I said, if you want to get involved yourselves, head over to the Facebook page, the Wings of Pegasus supporters page. Just join in there, and then you can upload a picture of you with any Wings of Pegasus thing that you like. Maybe you've been lucky enough to win the Wings of Pegasus pick on the pick roulette, because then you can upload a picture showing that off, and I will upload it to the software. We'll get it on the live streams. So anyway, let me just quickly jump into some of the donations in the Super Chat window, because I can see that there are a few in there. So thank you for these. And Stardust Unicorn support band to Wings of Pegasus donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, spike the likes, everyone. So thank you for that. Lisa donated $6, and that was a straight up donation. And then then Lisa Weiss, different Lisa, donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, I'll go back to June 28th, 1996. Kiss, opening night of their reunion tour. at Tigers Stadium in Detroit with all 4 original members. So thank you for that, Lisa. And this goes back to that question that Steve asked about which year I'd go back to. But Lisa, thank you for letting us know that. Debbie has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Debbie. And it looks like a guy rolling around laughing. So thank you for that. Kay has donated $5. And that's a straight up donation. Thank you for that, Kay. Lisa has donated again. And this is Lisa Ahlers, who has donated $10. The message is, "Hi again, Phil. The last donation took off without my question. Laugh out loud. I recently watched an interview and the artist said vinyl albums are coming back. Do collectors prefer it? Do you have any collections?" So thank you for that, Lisa. And I don't have any modern collections because the collection is, or should I say, my dad's collection is the collection that we have. And he recently did bust those out because he got a new turntable. So yeah, we were listening to a lot of, he mostly just went through all of his Beatles albums, but maybe a little bit of Boston as well. Stevie Wonder, he had a little bit of a wonder on the turntable as well. So yeah, but nothing really. I don't buy music I don't buy music on vinyl myself because I don't have a turntable. My dad obviously has one, so if needs be, I put one on there. But I'm very much just listening to things through YouTube. I don't really have a lot of time to just sit down and just listen to music. If I am listening to music, it'll generally be in the background. So when I'm answering messages on Facebook, for example, if somebody sent me a request and it's to check out a particular performance, I'll click on the performance and then I'll have that going in the background while I'm answering the messages. So yeah, and I'm not listening to the request for analysis purposes. I'm listening to it just to listen to it, to have it on going on in the background, just enjoying it for the music that it is. I think there's a bit of Pearl Jam that I had going on in the background recently that might have been a video that was requested on my list or over on Facebook recently. So yeah, I just stick on songs in the background generally on my computer and not on vinyl. But thank you for that donation, Lisa. And Kathy has donated $10. Thank you for that, Kathy. The message is, "Hi Phil, it would be great to hear your analysis on scatting. Ella Fitzgerald's How High the Moon would be perfect. Thanks." So thank you for that. That's another thing I mentioned about Ella's voice in the analysis video that I did. Just being used like an instrument. And certainly, when she was doing her scatting, just having that ability to change notes so quickly and get those vocal cords to snap is just a different level of control. So yeah, on the performance that we looked at, it wasn't, it didn't have any on that particular performance, but yeah, just amazing control of her voice in order just to do that. Anyway, thank you for that, Kathy. And Gianna, who we spoke to earlier, or Jenna, I'm not sure still, as I wasn't when we saw it initially, but thank you for this $19.99 donation. And the message is, "Thank you for your analysis of Paul McCartney's voice. His fans across the pond really appreciated it. You are adorable." So thank you for that. And Kathy has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Kathy. The message is, "Phil, you are the greatest teacher ever. Love your analysis of music." So thank you for the kind words, Kathy. And it's 1:05, so I'm going to move forward a little bit more quickly. M has donated $5. Thank you for that, M. And says, "Rock on." And Lisa donated $5 and said, "If the other Lisas are donating, then I have to too." Rock. So thank you for that, Lisa. So we have 3 Lisas in the super chat window tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your very kind donations. We are gonna be jumping into the pick roulette, and just in time because we have just hit the goal, or maybe the goal, we just had a little spike of the likes there because we're at 363. So thanks everyone for hitting that thumbs up. If you're watching this in the future and you're part of the catch-up crew, you can still hit that thumbs up. It'd be massively appreciated if you could, and it just helps this live stream to get out there a little bit more. But we'll have to try and remember when we've hit the goal. It was what, 1:05, something like that. And I think on Saturday it took a little bit longer to do that. So we have a little bit of competition between Tuesdays and Saturdays live streams and the audience. And you guys have been, tuning in on a Tuesday night very regularly. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. And we are now going to jump into the pick roulette. So good luck, everybody. I'll pick a top tip in a second when we get into it. But I'll see you guys after this. Rock! So let's get the wheel up on screen, and there it is. It took a little bit of time to appear, but here is the pick roulette wheel, the darker segments. If you haven't seen one of these before, that is the t-shirt segment. So if we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette. But let's have a little look on here. Mel Bell is going to be the top tip for tonight. Totally randomly chosen. And maybe Mel can be the first to win as the top tip, because the top tip has never won so far. So apologies for that, Mel, if that happens tonight. But let's give the wheel a spin and see who's going to win. And there are some people, by the way, that have actually won this twice, and that is definitely against the odds, but it just goes to show that anybody can win, and anybody can win twice. And trying to see if I can make out the names. Here we go, we are slowing down. And there's Corey going through there, Totoro Boko, Tammy Bev, Maiden in Chains is going to get as far as maybe Sharon or Laurie, and it is Sharon. So congratulations to you for winning tonight's pick roulette and that signed Wings the Pegasus pick, which will be sent off to you if you can let yourself be known in that live chat room. So Sharon, if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, then she can organise everything to get that signed Wings of Pegasus pick sent off to you. Commiserations everybody else who didn't win tonight, and Mel, apologies for choosing your name. I maintain my 0% winning streak, but you never know, next time maybe I can pick the winner before the winner is actually chosen by the pick roulette wheel. If you want to double your chances, as I always say, make sure you tune in on Saturdays, pick roulettes, but just the Saturday night live streams, because we do this on a Saturday and a Tuesday. Whenever we hit the lights goal, we have a pick roulette. So congratulations to Sharon for tonight. So we're going to be opening the entrance, or the entries now. Entries are now open. I don't know what they say. Maybe that. Entries are now open for next week's pick roulette. Next Tuesday night's pick roulette. And to get your name on that wheel, this is what you have to do. You have to type I agree and tag Carla Murray in the live chat room. Press enter. Right, so you'll be able to see hopefully my comment, which is Wings of Pegasus with the tick, saying I agree, and then at Carla Murray. So make sure that you tag Carla in your comment and just follow what everybody else is about to do in the live chat room. You'll see lots of messages going through, everyone's saying I agree and tagging Carla in their comment. And just do it once, that's all you need to do. Don't do it multiple times, because just doing it once, it means that it'll be in this section where it's just the best place for Carla to grab all of the entries from. So, just having a look. Yep, everybody's going crazy with the I agrees. And let's keep rolling those in. Right, what we will do is, it's 11 minutes past 1, so we're going to have to keep things moving forward. Let me just jump into the PayPal window, because there's been another donation in there. And this has come in from Carla. for £5.95. So thank you for that, Carla. Let me get that on screen so you guys can see it. And that is a straight up donation. And Kevin has donated £50 as well. Thank you for that, Kevin. And this is literally a straight up donation with the message straight up donation. So thank you for that, Kevin, for that straight up donation and that very kind donation and all of those very kind donations tonight. Thank you guys. I mean, it really does make a difference and allows me to keep on pushing forward with everything that I'm doing here. One of the things about keeping on pushing forward with the software, obviously, that I have to use for the live streams, it seems like every bit of software nowadays, I mean, back in the day, it used to be that you bought the software and then that was it as a one-off payment. Whereas nowadays, it's a monthly payment. So all of the software that I use from, you know, like Adobe, for example, where you have your editing software, you have this live streaming software, which is actually, I guess, I mean, I do use it for recording videos as well, but I guess it is more like turning your computer into a TV studio, but that's again another monthly thing. So all of these, you know, monthly costs of hosting a website, for example, wingsofpegasus.com, all of these things that come through monthly, you know, they have to be paid for every single month. So just when I say allowing me to keep on pushing forward, this is the kind of thing that the donations make a huge difference to. So I can keep on using the same software that I need to use for the analysis videos, for the live streams, and just being able to open up files and doing screen captures, all that kind of stuff, having a website so that people can order my album. So many things that, yeah, do have to be covered. And a huge thank you to you guys. I mean, over on patreon.com, I always say that that is the foundation of everything that I do, because it is, and that's where I would be if YouTube didn't exist. But these donations during the live streams as well really do help just literally keep everything moving forward. So they are very much appreciated. And thank you everyone for the kind donations. And just as I say that, one comes through from Lucy for £10 in the PayPal window. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers. Phil, for your vacation fund, time to recharge yourself, perhaps in the USA. Plenty of wingers to greet you. So thank you for that, Lucy. Smiley face, rock horns, heart and peace. And yes, I mean, at some point in the future, I would like to go on holiday. I don't know where yet, but I feel like it's not going to be this year, maybe next year. With everything going on at the moment, I've got, lots of things to be organising. For example, I'm still due to do a video with Chris Lipe. We're going to be doing our collaboration, and I'll have to let you guys know when our first video is going to be out as well, and that's something that Chris is going to release on his channel. But I got that with Chris. I'm going to have to touch base with Laurie Lieberman for a get-together on the channel in the future. Steve Stevens, I mean, I've been speaking to Steve for ages, probably about a year or maybe longer than that, about coming on the channel and having a chat or playing a bit of guitar. So that's something that I need to follow up as well. So like I said, it's going to be a case of just keeping up to date with everything and just tying up loose ends with things for the future on the channel. But I will keep on pushing forward. We'll just keep on keeping on, and I don't see a holiday coming up anytime soon. It's going to be just me keeping everything organized, and then once everything's back in the flow and I'm set up in my other room and I can do analysis videos from there, it's going to be a lot easier for me to then have everything organized and get a little bit of a lay of the land as to how the future is planned out for the channel. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy, for that donation. And it would be cool to go over to the USA. Maybe, I mean, I would like to go to Florida again at some point in the future. And when I say go to Florida, I mean go to Florida, probably be a bit lazy, but also go to Disney World. That'd be cool. Again, because I went there when I was a lot younger, but it'd be good to go there as well. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And, let's have a quick riff of the week before we finish up for tonight. So I think we're up to date with the donations, which is good. Let me try and figure out how I do this normally. I usually ask you guys, first of all, for a number between 1 and 50 or 50 and 100. Let's just go for a number between 100 and 1. So between 1 and 100, give me a number between those, and I'll have a look in the live chat room and just pick one at random, and then I'll be able to hopefully load up the said riff of the week. So we will have a little look into the live chat room. I think I have to wait a little bit of time for what I say to then show up, because depending on where people are watching in the future and how far away they are. So Stardust Unicorn started with 91, Dwayne says 97, and we're getting lots of numbers coming through now, so thank you guys for these. And I'm going to pick one at random. Let me see, another few coming through. I can't remember the numbers that we've already looked at, so let's go for... Jesse says 61. So I don't know whether we've seen that one already, but let me scroll down and get all the way down to 61. There are a lot of videos here, as you can imagine. There are exactly 100 of them. So 61 is going to be that one. So I'm going to click on it, and I want to make sure that I can see already that it's going to be a relatively easy one to guess, theoretically, because it's a beginner riff, which is just showing, and I can see that I'm wearing my warm hat. This must have been really cold when I recorded this, because I have my warm hat on. Right, let me take it back to the beginning and get it on screen so you guys can actually see this. There it is. So here we go. Riff of the week for tonight, and you just have to try and guess it, and I'll keep a lookout if I can even remember what the riff is myself, so I know whether it's correct or not, because I have done some obscure ones. But let's have a listen to this and we'll see if we can guess what it is. So first one to guess wins. They don't win anything, but you just win. Let's have a listen. And let's have a listen this time with it actually turned up. I'll take back the video a little bit. Here we go. And there we have it. Now, that is one of those riffs that you just start getting into straight away. But I'm going to have a look into the live chat room and see if anybody gets it. Any guesses coming through? Not yet. And we're just waiting. We've got an I agree that's just come through. Still waiting. Kevin says communication breakdown. And Billy says rainbow, communication breakdown. Carla, communication breakdown. Dwayne, communication breakdown. Steve. So, and then we're just getting some Led Zeppelin ones thrown in there as well. But it is one, I'm sure we had another Led Zeppelin riff recently. I can't remember which one that was, but there are probably quite a few Led Zepp riffs in the 100 riffs of the week because they are very well known. But communication breakdown, congratulations. I can't remember who said it first. Let me scroll up, because it was Kevin, I think. Yeah, Kevin, who said communication breakdown first. So congratulations, Kevin, and well done to those of you that are getting it and got it before we actually said what it was. But it is quite a well-known riff, and thank you for playing Riff of the Week. We managed to get one in right at the end of the live stream tonight. We are going to be calling things to a close. Let me get rid of that screen so you can actually see me without that big block on screen. So we are going to be calling things to a close. So thank you guys for joining me for tonight's live stream. as always, I'm going to be streaming on Saturday night as well, 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. And a little bit of an exclusive here because I'm aiming to move everything on Thursday and Friday into the other room. It means that you might, hopefully you'll see a different background. So it'll just be a different room that I'm doing the live streams from and the analysis videos from. So just keep an eye out for that. I've still got to work out how I'm going to set everything up because in this room I have got shelving that I have the monitor speakers on and I have this mic attached to. So everything's set up. I'm going to have to try and figure out whether I can do something so that I can have the microphone set up for the live stream. It's going to be probably a bit of a busking situation in that I'm just going to have to just busk it and see how I get on with the live stream on Saturday night. But I will be there. So if you guys want to join me, that would be great as well. Huge shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job tonight. I'm going to be releasing another analysis video on Wednesday night. And then the next video on Friday night probably won't be possible because I'm going to be moving lots of things around. I'm going to be very busy on Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday night, I'll touch base with you guys live on the live stream. We're going to be doing another analysis video on Sunday night as well. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Everybody stay safe and stay sane if possible. And I will catch you guys on, well, tomorrow night in that analysis video, but I'll catch you guys on Saturday night for the live stream as well. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!